What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be going over a very interesting draft strategy that just sort of happened. It's very risky, and I actually had this happen in a $25 buy-in underdog fantasy league. It's the Best Ball Mania, where the prize pool is $3 million for first place, I believe. Now, I don't know if this draft strategy is going to work by any means. Like I said, it's super risky, but if it does play out, and I think it possibly could, I have a really good team here in my opinion. This could be the secret sauce right here, I'm telling you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to take a look here at the 12-man draft that I was in. I ended up getting pick number 5, and you start 3 wide receivers in every underdog league, or most underdog leagues, I should say. So they go off the board like wildfire in these first couple of rounds. So first overall pick, Justin Jefferson, nothing crazy. Jamar Chase and Cooper Kupp, you know, those 3 can be exchanged however you wish. Pick number 4, the guy selected Austin Eckler. I don't mind the pick. Probably would have went with Christian McCaffrey here, but it is what it is. Those 2 can kind of be flip-flopped as the number 1 running back. We ended up going with Tyreek Hill. I loved what I saw last year when Tyreek Hill was playing, when Tua was playing, I should say. When Tua was healthy, Tyreek Hill was one of the best wide receivers in all of fantasy football, so I'm happy to take him there at pick number 5. After me, the guy takes Christian McCaffrey, which is a good pick, and then Travis Kelce goes, which is also a good pick in my opinion. You do start a tight end in this league. I mean, a lot of leagues that I play in on ESPN don't start tight ends, but this one does. So Travis Kelce, obviously the number 1 tight end pick in fantasy football if you play with them. Number 8 was a little, I don't know how to explain it. It was a little bit of a reach for me. Garrett Wilson, the guy took Garrett Wilson here. Not that I hate Garrett Wilson or anything like that, and I do think he has massive potential in this upcoming season. It's just a little bit riskier. He skipped over Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown in this situation. So, I don't know, high risk, high reward, I guess, for him. Next pick off the board was Stephon Diggs. I like that pick. And then AJ Brown goes here. So you can see already 7 of the first 10 picks in this league were wide receivers. Like I said, we're starting 3 of them. So you got to get your wide receivers early. And that was the strategy that I went with as well. Bijan at number 11 and then Nick Chubb at number 12. Honestly, don't mind Nick Chubb going at number 12. I did release a video recently saying that I think he could be the number 1 running back in fantasy football. And I think he's going to be at least top 3 with Kareem Hunt gone as long as he stays healthy. I like Nick Chubb a lot this season. Saquon Barkley goes right after him at 13. So this guy on the right ended up selecting 2 running backs off the rip. Definitely a different strategy than I went with in this draft. Then at pick number 14, I love CeeDee Lamb right there. Jalen Waddle goes off the board. He's a solid second option for Tyreek Hill. I mean, those guys were battling back and forth, scoring a ton of fantasy points on the Dolphins. Next up, Tony Pollard goes off the board. I love Tony Pollard. I think he's going to be an amazing running back this year. Amon-Ra after that. This guy doubles up with the Chiefs here, Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. That's always a good thing to do in fantasy football. Get a quarterback and a receiver or a tight end on the same team so you can get double the points if they score. Next guy takes Devontae Adams, and then we opt for Chris Olave. Listen, guys, I think Chris Olave is going to explode in this upcoming season. Such high potential if the quarterback play is consistent there in New Orleans. I was very happy to take Chris Olave here. Next guy takes Devonta Smith. Jonathan Taylor goes off the board. T. Higgins off the board. I don't know if I'd necessarily double up on Bengals players here, especially with Joe Burrow being hurt possibly for the first couple of weeks of the regular season. We don't know if that's true or not yet, but you're banking very heavy on the Bengals having a good week each and every week with your first 2 picks being Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. But hey, do you. Justin Jefferson and then Ramondre Stevenson is going to be the first overall selection, second pick. Then he's going to take Calvin Ridley. I honestly don't mind that pick. I have Calvin Ridley in a lot of leagues. Derrick Henry falls pretty late here at 26, so I don't mind that pick. And then Josh Jacobs goes for the 3rd overall selector. So I saw that Patrick Mahomes went off the board earlier, right? Jalen Hurts goes right before me, 1 pick before me. So I'm thinking might as well scoop up that last elite, really elite quarterback in my opinion, which is Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen, I think Jalen Hurts, and I think Patrick Mahomes are going to, be a whole tier above the rest of the players. I'm not really fully in on Lamar Jackson this year. I just got to see a lot of consistency out of Lamar before I can be really in on him. But I was thrilled to take Josh Allen right here. And then we got Tyreek, Chris Olave and Josh Allen to start off this draft. And so I'm sitting pretty. I'm liking my chances so far. Next guy takes Mark Andrews at number 30. For some reason, I don't know if it's just me, guys, or let me know in the comment section down below. I'm not in on Mark Andrews. I really don't think he's going to provide that value at round number 3, where you could have selected DK Metcalf, Amari Cooper, Deebo Samuel. I don't know. I just don't see it. But the next pick at 31 is going to be DK Metcalf. Then we have Breece Hall going off the board. Deebo Samuel, Travis Etienne, love the pick there. I think Travis Etienne is going to be a stud. I think this whole Jaguars team is going to be a bunch of studs this upcoming season. Amari Cooper goes off, Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon. This guy's got 3 running backs and a quarterback in a 3 wide receiver league. I'm not loving the strategy there, but we'll see how his team ends up at the end. Next, Lamar Jackson and then Justin Fields go. Last really 2 running quarterbacks in this draft, unless we wait down until Deshaun Watson. Keenan Allen goes off. Jahmyr Gibbs, I like that pick. I think Gibbs is going to be a stud. Jerry Jeudy, love that pick as well. Christian Watson, no complaints with any of these picks. All right, so at pick number 44, I decided to go with Drake London. And the reason being is because this is a best ball league, right? So the best players on your team, whoever scores the most points is going to count for you. So I think the potential upside for Drake London is huge, but I also am a little suspicious, a little cautious on this pick, because Falcons offense, when they get running the ball over and over and over, can easily phase London out of the offense, which I don't like. But since it's best ball, I'll take my chances with a guy like London. Next pick off the board, Najee Harris. TJ Hawkinson goes off. Mike Williams, not a bad pick for best ball leagues. Aaron Jones goes off the board, and then Terry McLaurin. I'm actually really liking this first guy's team over here. We'll talk about that later on, but Justin Herbert after that. DeAndre Hopkins goes off the board. Kenneth Walker. And then I take another risk here. DJ Moore is another guy that potentially could score 30 points or get completely phased out of the offense if they run the ball. So in a new offense with Justin Fields, finally out of Carolina for DJ Moore, the potential is huge. Another situation where the potential downside is also big. So we're taking a big risk here on DJ Moore and Drake London. Hopefully it pays off for me. Next up, Christian Kirk goes off the board. Brandon Ayuk goes off the board. Mike Evans off the board. J.K. Dobbins. That's a little bit early for J.K. Dobbins, in my opinion, but it is what it is. George Kittle, Jackson Smith. I like that pick. Tyler Lockett. Also don't mind that pick. Jordan Addison. All right. Kyle Pitts. Gabe Davis. Aaron Waller. Dameon Pierce. Not a big fan of Dameon Pierce in best ball leagues, to be honest, because he doesn't catch too many passes, but we'll have to see how he does. Deontay Johnson off the board, Alexander Madison. And then this is a guy that I'm really in on, to be honest with you. Marquise Brown, I think he has a high potential, especially when Kyler comes back into this offense. So right now, our receivers are Tyreek Hill, Chris Olave, Drake London, DJ Moore, and Marquise Brown. So we have 5 wide receivers and 1 quarterback. So we're getting a little risky. We don't have a tight end yet, and we don't have any running backs. So we'll see how that plays out later on. Chris Godwin next off the board. Trevor Lawrence. I do like Trevor Lawrence a lot as a quarterback. I probably would have picked him if he fell to me next round, but we didn't end up doing so. Jahan Dotson. I am so in on Jahan Dotson this year. It's not even funny. I picked him in almost every one of my leagues. So hopefully he goes off. I think he has super high potential in his second year. Cam Akers off the board. Dallas Goedert. Quentin Johnson. George Pickens. Zay Flowers. And then at pick number 77, the 7th round, we finally get our first running back in DeAndre Swift. Listen, I'm going to take the risk on Swift here very late in the draft. I mean, it's not too late to pick up Swift, but I'm going to take him before a guy like Miles Sanders. I'm going to take him before a guy like David Montgomery, Javonte Williams, these next couple of guys that you're going to see go off the board because he's behind the best offensive line in the league. Personally, I'm an Eagles fan. That really has nothing to do with why I picked DeAndre Swift. I honestly love Swift on the Lions. I didn't think that they used him good enough whatsoever. So hopefully the Eagles can use him wisely and he can perform well for us in this best ball league. Miles Sanders goes off the board next. David Montgomery, Javonte Williams, Michael Pittman Jr. Absolute mess for me last year in most of my leagues. I don't want anything to do with him. But you guys can see a lot of running backs are starting to go off the board here. So we kind of got screwed with this next pick, or did we? James Cook goes off the board. James Conner off the board. Rashad White, Brandon Cooks, Elijah Moore. I really like Elijah Moore in this upcoming year. I actually really like Brandon Cooks as well. Treylon Burks, Dalvin Cook goes off the board. Deshaun Watson, Isaiah Pacheco, Darius Toney. And then at pick number 92, we got the steal of the draft, in my opinion, because Alvin Kamara only got suspended for 3 games. I think this is going to be a huge first, actually, running back for me, or second option. Depending on how things play out, I love my chances with Alvin Kamara and DeAndre Swift as my first 2 running backs. I think it was a clear steal this late in the draft, but let me know if I'm mistaken in the comment section below. Next guy takes Michael Thomas off the board. Cortland Sutton, Sky Moore. I really like Sky Moore this year. Rashad Bateman, AJ Dillon goes off the board. Antonio Gibson, Tua, Evan Ingram. And then we're going to take our tight end for this league, David Njoku. I don't mind it at all. Hopefully Watson has a better, second season back in the league. He didn't even get a full season back. So hopefully he plays a lot better in this offense in this upcoming season. Now we have every position, ironed out. We don't have many running backs, but we have our wide receivers that I think are going to carry us through this season. Next up here, we have Anthony Richardson going off, Jameson Williams, Pat Freiermuth, Daniel Jones, Odell Beckham, Dak Prescott, Tyler Boyd, Geno Smith, Rashad Penny, Khalil Herbert. Honestly, I was all in on Herbert, and I still think he is going to win that starting role, but he is projected to, or there have been reports that he's going to split carries with Donta Foreman. I don't understand that at all, but, it's the Bears. They do what they want. Nico Collins goes. I like the pick in Nico Collins there. Aaron Rodgers, Brian Robinson, Alan Lazard, and then I love this third running back pick. We have such high upside for our running backs, I think, especially for this late in the draft. Selecting Jerick McKinnon when he scored over 30 points a couple times last year, I think he could easily do that again. He's going to get a lot of passing work. He proved that he has insane potential out of the backfield, so I love this pick here in round 10 for us. Kirk Cousins goes off the board. Juju, Samaje Perine, Zay Jones, Zach Charbonnet, Devon Achane. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not really too sure there. But he's buried in that backfield behind Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert. Hopefully he can get some touches. He's going very high in these best ball leagues, I noticed. Elijah Mitchell off the board, Dalton Kincaid, and then we decided to take Rondell Moore. So we have both of these Cardinals wide receivers that I think could possibly do something in this upcoming year. Rondell Moore was performing pretty well until he hurt himself last season. So I know the quarterback situation is kind of in jeopardy at the moment, but really don't mind that pick. Jamal Williams after him, Damian Harris, Romeo Doubs, Rashawn Johnson, Darnell Mooney, Jacoby Myers, Greg Dulcich, Tyler Algier, Jared Goff, Jalen Warren, Andrew Miller, Okonwo goes off, Adam Thielen, Russell Wilson, and then we're going to take Rashee Rice. All right. He's going to be a good option behind Sky Moore, in my opinion, on this offense. I know they have Marquez Valdes-Scantling still, but they don't really have that number one guy that's locked into this offense. And I think Tony's hurt again already this season, so you just can't trust Tony to stay healthy throughout the season. So I'll take my shot on Rashee Rice here. Tank Bigsby goes off, Van Jefferson, Dalton Schultz, Michael Gallup. We scroll down here. There goes Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Gerald Everett, KJ Osborne, Tyler Higbee. And then we're going to take our second tight end in this league. I wasn't too thrilled to get David Njoku, but I'll take this second option here in Taysom Hill. He's supposed to catch a lot more passes in this offense. And Taysom Hill's a vulture when it comes down to the goal line. So hopefully he can get me some touchdowns here in this league. Jonathan Mingo, Alec Pierce, Sam Laporta, Brock Purdy, Kyler Murray goes off the board, Irv Smith, Marvin Mims, Devin Singletary, DJ Chark, Rashid Shaheed, Mike Gesicki, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Donta Foreman, Jordan Love. And then we pick up Jerome Ford, the backup to Nick Chubb. Like I was saying earlier, Nick Chubb is going to be a stud this season. Hopefully for him, he stays healthy. But just in case he doesn't, we have his backup here. And if he gets some work, he gets some work, Derek Carr goes off. Cole Kmet, Isaiah Hodgins. I like that pick very late for the Giants, number one receiver there, unless Jalen Hyatt takes over that position. Tyler Conklin, Bryce Young, Ezekiel Elliott, Matthew Stafford, Raheem Mostert. Then we pick up Tajay Spears here, just the backup to Derrick Henry, once again, in case anything happens. And our next pick is also going to be a backup option. I was trying to stack up on the running backs here late just because I know our running back depth wasn't too great in the beginning of this draft. Next, we have Jeff Wilson, Kenny Pickett, John Mechie, Justin Ross, Zamir White, Curtis Samuel, Jalen Hyatt goes off the board there. I like that pick very late at round 15, pick 180. Sam Howell, Kenneth Gainwell, Jake Ferguson, Isaiah Likely, CJ Stroud, Chuba Hubbard, Dawson Knox. And then we take Gus Edwards here at pick number 188. Not the biggest fan of Gus Edwards, but hell, he's the backup to J.K. Dobbins. You never know if J.K. Dobbins is going to be healthy by the beginning of the season. So if he can have a couple good weeks for me, I'll take that all day. Harris Campbell, Jaden Reed, Ryan Tannehill, Richie James, Darius Slayton, Leonard Fournette, Hunter Renfrow. I like that pick in Hunter Renfrow at 195 there. I think he's going to be a solid slot option. A lot of people are sleeping on Hunter Renfrow this season. Cordell Patterson, and then we take Jawan Johnson. I don't even remember if I took this pick or I wasn't on my computer at the time or whatever the case may be, but I don't mind the pick at all. I think it's good to have 3 tight ends, especially when you don't have one of those top-notch guys like Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, TJ Hawkinson even. But I'll take whatever Saints tight end wants to perform better that week. I mean, that's fine by me. Khalil Shakir goes off the board, Desmond Ridder, Kareem Hunt, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Chase Claypool, Tyquan Thornton, Nicole Hardman, Noah Fant, Devontae Parker, Terrence Marshall, Trey Lance, Josh Downs, Hayden Hurst, Wan'Dale Robinson. Then I take Jimmy Garoppolo with my last selection in this draft just because I only had one quarterback in Josh Allen. Now, God forbid anything happened to Josh Allen, I probably would be screwed in most of my leagues anyways. So I'm not really going out trying to draft 3 quarterbacks in any of these leagues. So I'll take Jimmy Garoppolo. He was the best available option there. Sterling Shepard, Robert Woods, Michael Mayer, and then Mac Jones to finish off this draft. So if we take a look at our entire team, if we scroll back up here, our receivers include Tyreek Hill, Chris Olave, Drake London, DJ Moore, Marquise Brown, Rondale Moore, Rashee Rice. I don't mind that at all. That's a stacked wide receiving core. Quarterback of this team would be Josh Allen. Then our running backs, the suspect part of this team that I think could even play out in my favor anyways. DeAndre Swift, Alvin Kamara, I think was the steal of the draft because we got him before the suspension was talked about and finalized. Jerick McKinnon, Jerome Ford, Tajay Spears, and Gus Edwards. 3 backups and 3 guys that I think could play solidly throughout the season. And then our tight ends in this league, David Njoku, Taysom Hill, and Jawan Johnson. So I want you guys to tell me what exactly you think of this draft. Did I nail this draft or did I flop on this best ball league draft? Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll catch you next one.